Yo, good morning, traders, and welcome to another session with the Market AI team here on Chart Fanatics Live. I hope you guys are excited for a fantastic trading day. We've got a lot in the works. I'm going to give you guys some actionable insights, so some education that will further your trading career. I'm going to cover some price levels, the bias, and what's supporting the current bias on the S&P 500, NASDAQ, and gold. So if you're ready to make some money today, if you're excited about the market, smash that like button because our Chart Fanatic stream starts right now. So diving right into it, what I want to point out is the S&P futures are steady as oil climbs. So we want to be very careful in these current market conditions. If you trade things like the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, then you know what the VIX is. The VIX is the volatility index. This usually has an inverse correlation the ES and NQ. When the S&P 500 and NASDAQ go higher, VIX moves lower and vice versa. Now, something you should definitely be aware of in these current market conditions is where oil is currently trading. The reason oil is so important right now isn't because it has a direct influence on the S&P 500. If anything, it's a domino effect that ends up impacting the S&P and NASDAQ. The reason for that is because of high inflation, high CPI, and that's exactly the report that we have this week. If we come over to our economic calendar here on MarketEdge.ai, we see Wednesday we have core CPI year over year. This is our main CPI report we're going to be keeping an eye on, and right now their forecast is 3.4%. Prior was 3.5%, and the range they're giving is 3.3 to 3.6. So if we fall anywhere within that range, we fall on 3.3, we fall on 3.5, 3.4, we shouldn't expect that much of a huge volatile move that we usually see in CPI because it comes on forecast or within that range. If we do start seeing a bit of that minimum or maximum being pushed, where let's say our forecast is 3.4%, but because oil, and let's pull up an oil chart very quickly here, oil has been trading higher lately. Let's look at the daily time frame. Oil is back within its range. So this past month right over here, this is when CPI came down. CPI came down because oil was finding selling pressure. Why was oil finding selling pressure? For two main reasons: the ceasefire agreement between Iran and the US, and the hopes, right? So the anticipation of the Strait of Hormuz to open up again. The reason the Strait was so important is because that has a direct impact into inflation. Because guess what? If the Strait is closed or it's not letting enough oil through, that is 20% of the entire global oil supply right there. 20%. Now listen, some people think 20%, okay, whatever. That's huge. That's not a specific country's oil supply. That's a global situation. So for a global supply shortage or even a supply scare, that's going to make oil prices rise. And that's what we saw during the Iran war. Oil went up over 100%. Then we saw a major pullback. It pulled back about 30 to 40%. That helped CPI come from 4.2%. And I'll show you here on market. We have our economy tab, so you could check any report you want very quickly, and you could even see the history of that report. So we see for over the past year or so, CPI has stayed between 2.4, highs of 3%, 2.3, back to 3%, 2.4. Then the Iran war picked up. Oil started getting higher. We went from 2.4 to 3.3. 0.9% higher in a single month report on CPI. After that, it went from 3.3% to 3.8. Then it went from 3.8 to 4.2. To put that in perspective, the Fed's target price level on inflation is 2%. Now we're seeing it double what the Fed's price target is. That is why markets got more bearish too. When the Fed has to choose between hiking rates, which means rates go higher, they're hawkish, or cutting rates, means the Fed is dovish, that's a good thing, they say, shoot, inflation's getting high, we might have to combat it here with rate hikes. Well, now guess what? We went from 4.2 to 3.5. That's a strong decline. That decline came from that same month oil was moving lower, and it came in even lower than forecasted. this month right here, when we came in at 3.5% last month in June's report, guess what? They were looking for 3.8. It came in lower than forecast. That gave us an extremely bullish move in the market and helped give us that bit of a turnaround. At this point, this last month hasn't been so clear, right? We moved higher on oil, then we pulled back and we've seen more of a range, but we haven't found that sustained below 70 again. So we want to be very careful on that to say, listen, oil is back within this range. How's that going to impact oil? How's that going to impact our Fed's rate decision? So now that that's out of the way, we can cover some real assets. We'll cover the ES, we'll cover the NQ. Let's get started with gold. I see somebody's asking, why is gold up? Let's take a look at it and see what's supporting gold right now. The main thing that you guys want to keep an eye on when it does come to trading gold is how the dollar is moving and also some of the fundamentals behind it. So gold holds near 43.80 as US-Iran de-escalation and dovish Fed bets build. This is two huge reasons for gold to catch a bid. Catch a bid means people are buying. So guess what? That's supporting gold. I'm only looking for pullback buys on gold in this current market environment. We see we're bullish on gold over here. Our bias in calendar, let's see, the bias on GC is bullish with a slight reversal risk. What supports the bias? US-Iran war de-escalation reduces extreme conflict risk. Middle East oil and shipping attacks sustain concerns over supply. Global risk sentiment remains cautious after recent conflicts. And that goes without talking about what's going on with the yen right now. So there's a lot supporting a stronger gold as it's a strong inflation bet and it's a strong safe haven asset that people like to look into. So let's take a look at gold on the chart over here. We'll pull up GC. And guys, let me know what ticker you trade in the comments. We're going to be doing this stream for another 40-50 minutes or so. So let me know what ticker you trade. We'll go over some key levels, give you guys the bias, the rundown, and everything else in between. So taking a look at gold right here, I do see an area of support that we have held up already, right over here around 44.20. If I take a look at my market tab, MRKT, take a look at that. We have a support pullback level right here at 44.23, right in that 44.20 that I just marked out myself. Something I want you guys to be very, very clear about is that when you're trading and you're using MRKT to understand fundamentals, understand the bias, give you proper support on the trade you're about to take, you are not just blindly going long because market says bullish. You're doing your own technical analysis, you're doing your own due diligence. Market Edge is here to give you that edge, to give you that support that says, listen, you're buying a dip on gold, that has a much stronger opportunity of holding than selling a pullback because we know the overall bias is bullish. Somebody said CFD on gold, so we could pull that up. So CFD on gold and GC, you're going to see extremely similar price action. We have that same support area. The only difference is price levels are a little off. So this was 42.20, 43.20 on GC. Now it's 43.60 on XAU USD. What's cool about market too, guys, is we have a integration. So we have a Chrome extension. So when you pull up TradingView on your Chrome tab, you could add right over here your market AI. And then you could say, okay, great. What about our breaking news tab? Do we have any breaking news headlines that are out right now? Do we have any high impact headlines that I could have possibly missed? Let's see. Pakistan sees peaceful outcome as US-Iran tensions ease. That's a great headline right there. Pakistan signals US-Iran nearing accord as Interior Minister visits Tehran for talks. Great, look at this. I didn't know this. I'm not sitting in front of CNBC for 3 hours listening to them ramble on nonsense. I'm getting the real information right here from market, right? Market isn't pulling this information out of its butt. It's not coming out of the sky. It is right from Reuters and right from LSEG, right? Some of the biggest and most trusted firms and news outlets in the world. That's where we get our sources from here at MarketEdge.ai. Something I want to mention, guys, if you haven't used this tool before, Market Edge, think of it like, I'm sure you guys have heard of the Bloomberg terminal, right? Bloomberg terminal is a $30,000 a year terminal that feeds you fundamental analysis, live news headlines, economic calendar, and a lot more about currencies, specifics on the world, $30,000 a year. No retail trader in their right mind is going to front $30,000 a year for this terminal. Market is giving you that same fundamental information. It's giving you everything a retail trader needs to understand behind the why of why markets are moving. And again, it gives you that overall support. And instead of it being $30,000 a year, you're looking at just $500 on the annual. That's $500 annual. It's only $50 if you do the monthly, guys. So check that out. MarketEdge.ai. Use discount code CF for Chart Fanatics. Go check that out. I'm not sure if you guys heard that, but what's cool too is you could add alert sound, so high impact alert audio setting here on Market Edge. And guess what? If I have market in the background while I'm doing my charting, it's going to pull up anyways. So perfect, beautiful. Yeah, 20% off, guys. Use discount code CF. That is the best discount available for market. So what are we doing today for gold? Well, we're obviously going to be looking for continuation. What do we see? What does this tell us as traders? Does this tell us that we're going to slow down out of nowhere, or does this tell us we have strong momentum behind this move? Guys, let me know in the comments. What do you think? Is this momentum, or is this failure? I see this and I think one thing immediately, and I'd love to get your guys' thoughts on it. So let's see, we have our next resistance point up here. We're going to mark that out as a supply area. So right, this is continuation. This is momentum. What we're seeing on gold right now is a 9% rally, almost a 10. It just needs to go up to another new high of day today, and we're going to see a 10% rally from this recent low on August 4th. If we're measuring from this actual low over here, guess what? We already surpassed that 10%. We are, yes, back in more of a bull market on gold right now. You guys heard it here first on market. I almost called us market in the morning. On market here on Chart Fanatics, gold is more of a bullish bias. Now, something else I mentioned before when you are trading an asset like gold is to keep an eye on the dollar. Now, very quickly, I want to show you guys on the daily time frame here, this yellow level I have. This is my line in the sand for the dollar. Gives me that insight to say we're trading above it, look to be bearish on gold. We're trading below it, look to be bullish. As we've been trading below it for most of this year and some of last year, guess what? Gold was on an absolute rip. Take a look at GC right over here. You guys remember it. Gold ripped from 3,400 to highs of 57.50. Massive rally supported by a weaker gold and just strong inflows from big companies and really global inflows. Okay, well, guess what? Oil went below, or we'll look at the dollar, I should say. The dollar went above this price level. It consolidated, it broke through. Gold was seeing a lot of selling pressure. Now, guess what? The dollar's back below this area. Gold's back on the buy side. Things are lining up a lot nicer to look for possible continuation on gold. Does that mean right off the bat, right now, you could just buy and hold gold and you'll make some money? Not necessarily. We're not just going to jump into a trade blindly, but what it is doing for us is it's giving us that confidence. When you trade, it's not just about buy here, sell here. It's about building that routine. It's about building repeatability and building that confidence in the market and what you're doing and what you're looking at. You want repeatability in the market so you know it's working for you. You don't want to be strategy hopping where one day you're trading a moving average, the next day you're trading key levels, the following day you're trading an orb. So be very careful, know what you're trading, and consistency is key. Now, let's take a look at, we have any questions? I think a slight correction is much needed and might be on the cards. Are you talking about, what's up, Manish? Are you talking about for gold a slight correction? Because gold already, we got to remember, look at that bigger picture, right? Now, you might look at the hourly and say, wow, gold rallied, it needs to pull back. But don't be so zoomed in. Because remember, at some point, we were looking at gold selling off, and it continued lower and lower and lower and lower. So look at the overall trend. Don't be so closed in on a lower time frame. Gold right now, from this high to these lows that we created, was almost 30%. Take a look at that, 30.2%. That's a 30% pullback. Now, I always tell people when you're looking at investing, you're looking at even day trading, you're looking at whatever equity or commodity you're trading, guess what? if you're looking at it from an investor standpoint, do you really think big investors, big institutions, we're looking at gold all the way up here going, wow, yeah, this is a great time to buy gold. I'm going to buy gold above 5,500. It's the first time it's above 5,000 ever. Yeah, we're going to buy it up here. No, institutions were getting the heck out of gold at this point. We had a massive pullback. Institutions want to buy gold on a dip, right? So should we. A 30% pullback, that's a very aggressive dip. This is where institutions started to see, great, this is a much better buying opportunity for gold, as if you buy down here and hold to new all-time highs, that's a 40% ROI. Now, if you buy where we are right now, hold to all-time highs, 30%. We're still in a good spot. And again, that's just for price to return to levels it's seen before. That doesn't go without saying, what if it hits 6,000? What if it hits 6,200? So buying the dip in terms of long form investing, and this is not financial advice, is always going to play out better than buying at all-time highs, right? The whole saying of buy low, sell high, it sounds simple enough, but a lot of people don't have the discipline or patience for it. Hey, afternoon, yes sir, from Europe, that's awesome. Guys, tell me where you're from in the comments. I love seeing where people are from, whether you're all around the world, you're here local in the US, tell me where you're from and what you trade. So that was gold. Let's cover some NASDAQ while you guys tell me where you're from. NQ has had a lot of momentum as well. And as I mentioned, markets can't reverse without a catalyst. So when we look at this move down over here, we see that this is the Iran war. So this is where we'll zoom out even more. Let's really cover a few catalysts here. This is tariffs. We'll call this T. Tariff situation. Trump comes in, new tariffs on everybody except for China. And boom, what happened? Markets reacted because those big institutions with the millions and billions, they said, well, wait a minute. How's that going to impact the stocks that I'm invested in? How's that going to impact the companies that I'm invested in right now? Is that going to impact their margin? I want to pull my billions of dollars out because I'm scared it's going to impact the ROI. It's going to impact their earnings. I want to get out. That's uncertainty. If you're a billion-dollar corporation and you have millions and millions and millions into Microsoft and Amazon, and all of a sudden there are new tariffs which are going to make exports more expensive, do you really think you're going to keep your millions and millions in those companies with that uncertainty there? Or do you think you're going to take it out and put it something in with a bit more certainty and confidence, like a 10-year yield, something with more strength? So what happens? Uncertainty drives price lower and lower. We get Liberation Day. Here's our new catalyst that reverses price. So Liberation Day, we'll call this L. Trump said, okay, no tariffs. We're releasing no tariffs for 90 days on anybody but China. We all know it. We've all heard it. We've heard it a billion times. Markets gave us a beautiful reversal. We had a 10% move in a single day on NASDAQ. Massive, crazy move. Since then, we continued the bull trend, optimism into these months over here. This is when we started getting those rate cuts. I'm sure you guys remember Jerome Powell last year. So we're getting rate cuts. I believe we got 2 or 3 25 BPS cuts at this point. And going into the rate cuts, I'm sure you guys have heard the phrase, markets are pricing in. Well, guess what? Our last cut was in December. And take a look. By December, we already started to range. Why did we start to range? Well, guess what? Rate hikes were priced in. We had that bull move in the anticipation of those rate cuts, not hikes. We had that anticipation of rate cuts. Markets priced it in. At this point, from I'd say like October to December, it was chop. Why? Because there was no forward guidance saying we're going to have more rate cuts with more certainty. It said, okay, after this last rate cut in December, we're going to hold back for a little while. We're going to wait and see how markets develop. That gave us this range. Then the Iran war picked up. Boom, catalyst to the downside. Then the ceasefire came in down here. We'll call that C. Catalyst to the upside, pure optimism. People are excited. The war is over. Oil's going to come back down. Things are going to get cheaper again. Great. Boom, optimism. Since then, what happened up here? Oil started getting higher again. What happened in this big red candle right there? Well, it wasn't just a big day. It was an NFP day. And when we had non-farm payroll this day, it was June 5th. You guys can go check it out. this gave the Fed more reason to hike rates. When we had that Fed saying, shoot, we might have to consider hiking rates by September, guess what? That's uncertainty. That is not good for the market. That's going to make things more expensive, borrowing more expensive. Markets had a reaction. Since then, we sold off on the NASDAQ 12% of the downside. But wait, why did we reverse over here? Did we reverse out of nowhere? No, catalysts, baby, catalyst. What catalyst was this? This was earnings. Now, this wasn't just any earnings. This was earnings from mainly Microsoft and Amazon. Now, the reason I want to say it's mainly Microsoft and Amazon that supported this optimism right here is because Tesla also had earnings the day prior, but Tesla's earnings were absolute garbage. So it was really two sides of a coin for Tesla. And I'm going to pull up Ask Market right now to show you guys how did Tesla's, ready, watch this. How did Tesla's recent earnings come out? Now it should be telling us how Tesla had its biggest revenue in history, but they missed earnings per share by nearly 40%. The reason for that is because they were spending more on CapEx that I was telling you guys about before. Tesla spent more on CapEx, but wasn't able to turn that capital expenditure into profit. They lost margin on it. So let's see if it does review it. Let's see. The stock's slowly recovering. Headline, let's see. Tesla's next earnings, next report, enjoying a show, will rally, Tesla and SpaceX. Now let's see, show me Tesla's earnings from, and let's pull up the chart so we can be specific with the day. So look right down over here, 38% miss on earnings per share, and yet they had their biggest reported revenue in history. How do you beat revenue, but still miss earnings per share? Margin compression. They were spending more and trying to make more, but they weren't keeping up with their spending. For the first time in over 2 years, Tesla had negative cash flow by $1.1 billion that last quarter. Investors saw that as complete fear. It sold off almost 20% from that close of Tuesday into the lows of Thursday. 20% of the downside on Tesla. What saved the market? Well, let's look at Microsoft. Microsoft had earnings and it did the complete opposite. It beat expectations on earnings per share. It beat expectations on revenue. And the stock is up at the moment 30% to the upside. Now, here comes us thinking up from an investor standpoint again. If you had millions and millions into something like Microsoft, or you were a big firm that had to be in something, right? Big firms, they can't sit cash. If they were sitting cash, then investors would be very angry. They would say, why are you sitting cash? I could sit cash myself. Go invest in something. Give me some returns. So big institutions, big retail investors, they want to milk this whole AI trade as long as possible. While everybody's crying wolf and everybody's saying there's a bubble, they are riding the momentum and understanding that it's time to rotate into Microsoft, time to rotate even into Amazon. I mentioned Amazon had very high AWS relevance, right? Guess what? Amazon hit $3 trillion in market cap up here for the first time ever. Very strong, extremely consistent. That is what we like to see. So let's go back to market. Let's jot up some key levels, jot up some price targets, and see what's going on in markets today, guys. Let me know in the comments. What are you trading? Are you green on the week? It is Tuesday. I hope you guys are excited. Check the 15-minute time frame on ES. I'm a big fan, guys, when I'm doing my technicals. Run up the previous day high, previous day low, and today's open price gives me some insight. NASDAQ, what's up, guys? All right, we'll run NASDAQ. I'm seeing a lot of NASDAQ questions in here. Great breakdown. I'm going to give you guys a quick fun trading view trick right here. If you click this object tree and data window, you click the top drawing, you hold shift, and you click the bottom drawing. That now selects all of those recent drawings that you made together. You could delete them all at once, gets rid of the mess. Yes, sir, guys, make sure you guys smash that like button if you learned something today so far. Love giving you guys a good stream, valid information, a good breakdown, and a strong understanding of what's driving these markets. When you understand what's driving the markets, you'll have that much more confidence in your trades. So NASDAQ, what did we see? We saw strong momentum. So regardless of this little 2-candle pullback, I'm still looking for buyers to take control. I see right off the bat, looking at this daily time frame, we swept a previous day low and we're already back within that range. Now we come to a lower time frame. Lower time frame tell me immediately that we do have some resistance right here. This one I'm going to fade out, not as important as our more recent zone, which is this one right here. So now guess what? I know my bias is still bullish, but I also know my edge is saying that there's resistance here. And we rejected this spot multiple times now, from yesterday during the New York session and overnight twice. So if we rejected this zone multiple times, I want to be patient. This is resistance until we can break it. Now, knowing the overall trend is bullish, what I'd ideally want to look for is, instead of shorting off this zone, I'd rather look to see, can we break this zone, close higher, and use this old resistance that we see as a key level as support, right? Is that interest in this area still valid when price breaks it and uses that as support? If this is the case, we take it on the pullback and we look to target previous day high and key psychological level 30,000 even. How great is that, man? NASDAQ back at 30,000. Beautiful. If you think MS and Amazon earnings, the positive outbreak recently on ES, Y and Q divergent, so great question. So ES, I'm going to pull up both charts next to each other because that is a phenomenal question. Why is ES making all-time highs while NASDAQ is not making all-time highs? Well, there's a few reasons for that. The first one being the ES was only about 4% from its all-time highs, whereas the NASDAQ was a whopping 12% from its all-time highs. So NASDAQ had a bit more room to get to those all-time high levels. And don't forget too, ES and NASDAQ, they aren't the same. Yes, they do weigh those same main tech companies. However, think of it this way. The NASDAQ is primarily tech. The Dow is primarily industrial. And the S&P 500 is the top 500 companies. It's both of those combined. So if we take a look at something like the Dow right now, let's compare the Dow to the NASDAQ. The Dow is at those all-time highs with the ES. So that's helping support ES right now to the upside. So is NASDAQ. So yes, they have divergence in a sense that NASDAQ's not at an all-time high yet, but they don't have divergence in the general strength and direction of the trend. If NASDAQ did rip up from these lows to all-time highs, that'd be 4,000 points in a matter of 5 trading days. That would be insane. We want to ask ourselves too, when we're looking at markets, look at the percent changes, look at the point value changes, and we want to be asking ourselves, this can happen, but is it realistic? Is this a realistic move? Is this a probable move right here? So really great breakdown. That's a little bit of the reason of why, things aren't as strong on NASDAQ right now. Now, Dow is also industrial and growth too, so it does have some companies like Apple, like Amazon, but NASDAQ is definitely weighed more on the tech heavy side. And that's also leading us to say, okay, well, if NASDAQ's tech heavy, take a look at our tech companies right now. Meta is not rallying that strong at the moment. Google, also pretty weak right now. It did have strong earnings too. It gapped down off those earnings, but since then, it rallied. Not at all-time highs yet. Nvidia, not at all-time highs yet, but it is making its way there. So when you look at NQ and you say, well, why is NASDAQ not at all-time highs when ES is? You want to pull up your equity chart and say, okay, where's the disconnect? What's going on here? And what could be holding NASDAQ lower? Or on the flip side, because again, a lot of people will look at that divergence and go, oh, I got to short NASDAQ now. Meanwhile, it might just take a little extra time to make its way to those all-time highs. I think if we hold this optimism, we hold this bullish strength, NASDAQ is going to make its way there. If we get some type of headline that says, oh, AI capital expenditures getting too high right now, data centers are getting more expensive, something with a negative aspect on big tech companies, then yeah, we're going to see that divergence play out to the downside. But right now, we're still overall bullish. I do hope that answered your question on why ES is at all-time highs while NASDAQ is not. They are both still bullish. ES just has that extra support from the Dow and industrial to help support it get there. NASDAQ was 12% from all-time highs. ES was less than 5% from all-time highs. So throw everything together, and that's exactly why. What's cool too, I bet we could ask market. Take a look at our ask market tool right here. New chat. Why is the S&P 500 near all-time highs while the NASDAQ is not? Let's just see what ask market has to say for us. It's going to be very helpful, very cool. I'll put the current sentiment factors, both indexes, to see what's driving the divergence. Broader resistance zone. Here's what's driving the split. Dovish repricing favors S&P 500 breadth. Both indexes are catching the same cooling jobs, lower hike tailwinds, but the S&P's broader sector mix, energy, industrial, and financials, benefit from the oil-driven inflation hedge alongside tech. The NASDAQ is pure growth. Yo, how cool is that, guys? I just told you why there's the divergence. If you didn't understand that, you don't know why, you can use a tool like Ask Market and say, why is there divergence? And it will tell you exactly why. High real yields still constrain growth multiples. QQQ's flip watch factor calls out high long-term real yields still constrain expensive growth stock valuations. High yields is referring to high US yields. When US yields are staying higher for longer, that supports equities moving lower. So we want to be a little careful when we take a look at yields, or we hear something about yields moving up. We want to look for stocks to move down. AI optimism. Guys, what was I just saying before? AI optimism is momentum. The NASDAQ support relies on AI earnings, and CapEx plans keep growing investors engaged. Beautiful. Yo, chef's kiss, cherry on top. Exactly what I said. We asked market. Market gave us that information. You don't need to be here every single day. You don't need to be doing research like I do. You don't need to use Ask Market 40 billion times. You just need to use it once. Ask it what you want to know, and it will tell you exactly that. So AI earnings, CapEx plans, but there's a narrow driver in the megatech. The S&P has rallied, has participation from energy, or moves oil spike, and defensive sectors alongside tech. Exactly what I was saying before. The combination is keeping S&P at all-time highs. NASDAQ doesn't have that combination of support. It just has that AI optimism, which is still driving it higher, but it is starting to lack. Yo, hey, good morning, Marie. What's going on? What is up? What is up, guys? Good morning, guys. Let me know what tickers you guys want to cover. Let me know something in the chat, where you're from. Tomorrow at least, we do have CPI. Now we can prepare for CPI as well. And let's actually ask market. Let's ask market, how can we prepare for CPI? Let's ask market, new chat. Help me prepare for CPI tomorrow. And what are the expectations? Beautiful. Beautiful. Guys, this is phenomenal. The tool itself is absolutely sick. If you don't have access to it yet, guys, I 100% recommend. We didn't increase the price because we dropped this tool. Price is still the same, $50 a month. Extremely cheap. And if you use discount code CF for Chart Fanatics, you get 20% off on top of that. $40 a month for this? So you're telling me this is less than the cost of an evaluation account that I know you guys are probably buying one or two every week or so. You won't invest that into your own education and make sure you're on the right side of the market. Come on, guys, take advantage of it. Go show some love. The Ask Market is absolutely fire. So let's see. I'll pull up tomorrow's CPI. How to prepare. Above 3.5%, hotter than expected. USD bullish, equities bearish, gold bearish. Reflation fears revive, rate hike talks, and push real yields higher. Watch for a break above key dollar resistance and equity support zones to fail. Some Bitcoin, I got you. On forecast, if it's neutral, confirms the disinflationary trend continues at a measured pace. So this would be great. If we can get that 3.4%, it'll be on forecast, but it'll still be less than prior. That does still continue to give us optimism to the market. So we'll most likely see a bit of a bull move off that. Not one of those crazy CPI moves, but a bit of a bull move off that. And below 3.3%, cooler than expected. USD bearish, equities bullish and gold bullish. This is because of the dovish Fed repricing, right? We always hear about the markets are pricing it in, but we always hear about it after the fact. Now with market, we're hearing about it before it's happening, while it's happening. That's how you stay away from the retail traders that only trade fair value gaps, that only trade liquidity sweeps. I'm not saying those concepts are bad. In fact, I always say the opposite. Every trading strategy works, just like no trading strategy works. If you have proper risk management and a proper routine and it revolves around moving averages, you could be successful. If you have that same routine, same proper risk management, you use ICT concepts, you're going to be profitable. If you have poor risk management and you're an ICT wizard, but your losses are way bigger than your winners, it doesn't matter because your risk management is poor. So in terms of strategy wise, stay with your strategy every day, but use these tools like market to know that you're actually on the right side, right? We're not trading candles. People get too zoomed into the fact of trading. We're just hitting buy, sell. I'm just looking for price candles. No, guys, we're trading financial markets. There isn't millions of dollars being flowed into these markets every day. There's billions to trillions of dollars being flooded into these markets every day. We want to know the actual drivers behind those millions, billions, and trillions. So that's a nice quick little breakdown there, quick understanding of, strategies working. And same thing, right? If you're great at strategy A, somebody else likes strategy B, don't feel like, oh, well, he does a different strategy than me and he makes more money, I have to copy him. No, if you have a strategy that sticks out to you, you're doing well, you're risking 50 to make 100, you're risking 100 to make 2 or 3, stay on that path. The best part about trading is it's one of the most scalable jobs in the world. You could start by risking 50 to make 100, find consistency, go on a 2-month consistent route, say, okay, great, now I want to increase my size. The great part about prop firms, you could go, okay, great, I was risking 50 to make 100. I have confidence. I'm going to start trading prop firms. You could take it 2 ways. I'm going to go copy trade 10 prop firms right now with my $50 risk, $100 reward, and that's going to 10x my daily profit. Or I'm going to increase my risk, trade a prop firm, understand that I might blow an eval or two, but I'm going to increase my risk and trade more aggressively, because if I lose $2,000 on a prop firm, I'm not really losing $2,000. I'm losing that $80 or whatever it was to get involved and get started. Again, same things, always circling back. If you're not taking advantage of education, you're not investing in yourself as a trader, you're going to be spinning your wheels. You're going to be feeding these prop firms forever. Give yourself knowledge. Give yourself an advantage. Awesome, guys. Awesome. Guys, any questions, let me know. This has been a phenomenal stream so far. Let's ask Market about Bitcoin now. I see your question in there, Bao. What's the bias on Bitcoin, and what's supporting, and what could flip that bias? How cool is that, man? It really is like having your own market assistant. Like institutions, they pay top dollar to have a market assistant. $250,000 right there a year, right? Not MarketEdge.ai. Look how quick that came up. Look how quick it runs it down, supporting the structure, flip watch. It answers exactly what you want to know. Bitcoin stuck near 64K as oil spike lifts yields before US CPI. Why is the day sentiment leaning bearish/reversal risk? Because elevated oil prices sustain inflation concerns, US real yields remain elevated post-repricing, and Fed officials stress stubborn inflation persistence. What could flip it? Softer jobs data reduces near-term Fed hike odds, Treasury yields slip on gentler Fed path, and spot Bitcoin ETF inflows and whale buying. So that tells us, hey, well, what does this mean? What does this line mean right here? You click it, it's going to tell you what it means. Spot Bitcoin ETF inflows, sustained net inflows into spot Bitcoin ETFs, and large wallet accumulation keep steady institutional and long-term demand in place. Show me another platform that does something like this. You won't be able to, and not for the price that market is giving you guys. You could ask GPT questions. You could talk about whatever you want with GPT or Claude or Gemini. The issue with using other AI tools like that and free AI tools like that is they're web-based. So they're going to end up pulling people's opinions from online. The last thing you want as a trader and as somebody doing analysis is some other schmo's opinion about what the market's doing, because it could pull somebody's opinion. Somebody could have the strongest opinion in the world and good reasoning behind it, and ChatGPT is going to pull that and be like, oh yeah, we're bearish because A, B, and C. No, what? Huh? No. Give us facts. We want facts. Market gives you those facts. Yeah, no other platform like this. Supporting the structural bid, ETF inflows and whale demand. We just covered that. Post jobs Fed repricing. That's great too. Flip watch elevated oil and real yields. Fed hawkish pushback. What flips it? A break above 65,250 or a sustained oil yield pullback that resets the inflation narrative. Watch CPI tomorrow as the next catalyst. I told you guys before. Here we're seeing the word again. Catalyst. Markets can't flip without catalysts. Catalysts create volume. Volume moves markets. Wonderful, guys. This has been a great stream. Guys, I need you to run that like button up like crazy. Show some love. That's all I ask for these streams. It's been a great breakdown, good analysis, good use of marketedge.ai. If you don't have access to it yet, MRKT edge.ai. Discount code chart fanatics is CF. C like chart, F like Fanatics. Go get access to it right now. You will not regret it, man. This is something you're going to use every day. We get economic data very frequently, so we want to be prepared for it, right? We know beginning of the month we get things like CPI, which is Wednesday, PPI, which is Thursday. Friday we don't have too much. Yeah, here's Friday. Friday, look at that. Michigan sentiment preliminary. This is a big one too. You hit the little sparkle icon here, and it's going to give you a playbook. If we're above, or if we're below, or if we're on forecast. And what's great too, your playbook, it usually will have default impact on. We want to look at the asset that we're trading. If I'm trading the NASDAQ this day, I want to see where's Michigan sentiment. If we're very high, right, we're above that maximum, we're going to have a very bearish reaction. This playbook is extremely helpful because when we get those big trend days from economic events, that's when we have that beaten or missed on the minimum and maximum. So that is the insight to say, hey, we're going to have a trend day today because that's how this economic data just came out. You get the insight and clarity to hold that trade longer than the next guy who at the end of the day goes, wow, today was really a buy and hold or a sell and hold kind of day. I can't believe I was scalping. Market sums down the economic data for you, gives you that insight, that pat on the back that says hold or scalp. So really cool, really helpful. We got a bunch of economic news this week. Tuesday, today's Tuesday. We don't have anything Tuesday. Wednesday, we have CPI. Thursday, we have PPI. Friday, we have Michigan sentiment. Next Monday, we don't have much. Tuesday, we don't really have much either. We have housing starts numbers. So this does say high impact. And something I want you guys to be aware of is not every high impact headline is going to have a high impact reaction on the market. Housing starts numbers. Do you really think housing start numbers is going to have a massive impact on big tech like NASDAQ? Absolutely not. If that's the case, it's not that we don't want to pay any interest to it. We can review it and see how it comes out, but we're not going to be betting the market with it, right? We want to take advantage of those real reports that actually give us some insight. Let's take a look at our news feed now. Yen dips towards key level versus dollar, fueling intervention speculation. This is another big one. And that too, guys, you know, a lot of people, I don't know about you, but when I got started in trading about 6-7 years now, we'll throw a little 6-7 in there. It was, if you wanted news on the market, this is also before AI, before ChatGPT. I always kept like CNBC running in the background. I had Kramer yelling about nothing. I had people giving opinions left and right. Now, if I want to know what's going on in the market, guys, it's been less than an hour here on the stream, and we probably know everything we need to going forward. And if anything comes out, it's going to come out on our breaking news tab, and we're going to be aware of it instantly. Again, this is not breaking news, and this is what Kramer said. This is breaking news with actual price levels, actual reactions, actual economic events. Here we go. U.S. military helicopter fired at the Panama flagged ship Reuter after crew ignored warning from American personnel. This isn't anything really that's going to impact the whole Iran-US situation, so we'll move on. Vessel breaking Iran blockade. Okay, now this sort of ties it up. Panama ship's flag. Okay, but now we're tying it up saying it was in the blockade. More important, we could hit our icon over here. If you see a headline too in market that you don't quite understand, you hit this icon and you click explain. Look how cool this is. Explain, market analysis. It's going to give you a breakdown of what that means and if it's risk on or risk off. So risk off, we know risk off is bearish, right? When people say risk on, that means they're putting risk onto the market. They're buying, they're putting money out there. When they say risk off, they're taking money out. They're getting off the market. A U.S. strike on a vessel tied to the Iran blockade reinforces a broader Hormuz escalation premium, lifting crude and supporting defensive havens while pressuring equities. The main channel is higher energy prices and supply disruption fears, which feed into inflation expectations and keep rate cut hopes fragile. Watch Brent and WTI first, then Treasury yields and U.S. stock futures for the next leg. I don't need to Google things. I don't need to go on to news on Google and keep refreshing. It pops up right here on market for me. It has a filter on all of our news headlines because not all of these are important. Breaks it down to breaking news, and then breaking news also has its own filter, which brings it into high impact. Boom, look at that. High impact. There it is. Helicopter attack. That's amazing. That is sick, guys. I work with market. I do the live streams every single day for market in the morning on our Market AI live YouTube channel, 8:20 to 10:30. And I'm always impressed by the platform. It is that amazing. Yeah, it does everything for you. It really does. Yo, guys, I'm gonna kick my feet back. You guys do your thing. But no, this is amazing. If you guys want to see any equities or any breakdowns, please let me know in the chat. If you learned something, I want you to type learn. If you had fun, make sure you hit that like button. This has been an extremely informative and educational session today. I do hope you guys were able to get something from it. Remember that overall bias, we are still leaning bullish. That doesn't mean we can't sell off. That doesn't mean we can't pull back. Markets are going to have pullbacks. That is completely healthy for markets and for the overall economy, right? We're not looking at just, oh, here's the SPY, here's the ES, here's the NQ. We're looking at the financial markets. We're looking at big tech. We're looking at where investors planted their billions of dollars. We want to know more information than less information. If you have less information and you're not giving yourself that edge of, let me just run through my Market AI terminal in the morning for 5 minutes to get me that update, then you're leaving yourself at a disadvantage, right? Education is P. Knowledge is key. Education is power, right? We want that power as traders. I mentioned before, any strategy works just like no strategy works, okay? Having strong fundamentals, having a strong understanding of what's really driving markets will help support any strategy you trade, but you do need proper risk management. You could have the worst risk management in the world, find a 90% win rate strategy, and still somehow lose more than you win because maybe you cut your winners too short. Maybe you let your losses run. Proper risk management, and you can make any strategy work. People used to laugh on people that used moving averages or RSI and MACD. Guess what? I'd hate to break it to you, but if you use RSI and MACD, you can make that work too. You have good fundamentals behind it. You have good technicals and good risk management behind it. You could create proper structure. Proper structure is the key to consistency. When you have that routine down, consistency will follow. When you're strategy hopping and your routine is inconsistent, why would you expect your trading results to be consistent? You need everything that's in your power, everything that you are in complete control over to have consistency. Whether you are in control over your daily goal, whether you're in control of your daily max loss limit, you want to have that power, whatever you can. And you want to have short-term daily goals. Have a short-term daily goal of, I want to stay in my risk parameter. A lot of people get in prop firms and immediately go, I got to get a payout. Yeah, that's the point of prop firms, right? You want to make some money with them with putting very little risk at hand. But that doesn't matter if you're strategy hopping, if you're inconsistent, if you're blowing the account in a few days. Give yourself short-term, reasonable, achievable goals. The money is a byproduct of trading. When you learn to trade, you're not learning to make money. You're learning a skill that will pay you very nicely over time and consistently. So consistency is key. Give yourself those short-term goals. If you're starting on a prop firm, you're somebody that hasn't gotten to that funded or that payout stage yet, your goal isn't to get a payout. Your goal is, I want to keep my risk to a minimum this week. I want to be able to hold this prop firm account for longer than 2 weeks. Let's say you blow it every 3 to 4 days. Then your goal is to hold it for a full week. Achievable goals. And if you could manage losses, if you could take a loss, you could take a win. If you could make money in the market, but you can't lose money in the market because you don't know how to manage it, it doesn't matter how much you make because you're going to end up losing it all anyways. People get that beginner's luck where they go crazy. Let's say the first few months of trading, they get something simple and they're following it every day because they don't know much more about trading. So they're consistent, they're printing, they're up $100,000 in their first 4 months of trading because they've been on a win streak, because market conditions were in their favor. The stars aligned that they started hitting a lot of bangers, but they never dealt with a market that was handing them loss after loss. When that's the case and the market does start to take, because markets are like seasonality, things start to shift. Guess what? They're up 100,000. Now, boom, they just lost 25. Now they just lost another 25. Now they just lost 40. Now they're only looking at $10,000 in profit off the past month. What am I doing? I don't know how to trade anymore. Now I got a strategy hop. Meanwhile, the original strategy worked fine. You just have to adjust to different market conditions. You just have to minimize your losses. So don't think that you're going to get on a lucky win streak and make tons of money in trading and that'll be your all. You have to create routine, you have to create consistency, and you have to take control of everything you can control in the market. Somebody asked expectations for CPI tomorrow. I'm going to pull that up one more time, and then we're going to wrap up our Market AI stream today. You guys have been a phenomenal audience. I appreciate you all for being here. Guys, make sure you smash that like button if you haven't already. Let's go to our history. We did ask about CPI. It said, help me prepare for CPI tomorrow, and what are the expectations? So, how to prepare. Above 3.5% is hotter than expected. So if we're above the 3.5%, that is going to be bearish on equities and bearish on gold, bullish on USD. So this reflects fears in inflation hikes. It shows inflation is moving. Rate hikes shows inflation is moving higher. We want to watch for a break above key dollar resistance and support zones to fail. On forecast, 3.4%. If we do get a 3.4% on CPI, it is still less than previous. Previous was 3.5. It'll be on forecast, so we might get a bullish move just because it is still moving lower, but it is still within a range. If we come right on forecast, we're not expecting one of those crazy spikes we see on CPI. We're expecting maybe a push up, possibly some bullish continuation because it is on forecast and it is moving lower. And below is going to give us, yes, that massive move, that continuation, a strong rally. So this is your preparation for CPI. You guys get access to Ask Market today, right now. Go to market, MRKT, edge.ai, discount code CF for 20% off. You could ask it anything. If you're a stock trader, you could ask it, what's Tesla doing today? You could tell it, what's the NASDAQ doing? What's XAU USD doing? What's supporting the bias? When's the Fed's next meeting? How can I prepare for CPI and PPI? Any question you have about markets, it will answer. So guys, I appreciate you all for joining me this morning. I hope you learned something. This has been a phenomenal stream. You guys were amazing. Run that like button up if you haven't already. I will see you all next time. Thank you for having me.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Oh no, I'm not muted. Were you guys trolling me? You guys, he's playing. Yeah. Who said that I was muted? You're muted. Oh, Anas. Here we go. Anas, you got your giveaway yesterday, and now you are taking the piss. Good job. Well done. Full port today? Nah. Honestly, yesterday was a good day. The trade on NAS actually went quite good. I went to bed. I woke up with profits, so I was quite happy. And I closed like 80% of my trades at the lower of the yesterday low, basically. No, sorry. It is actually. Let me double check. Yes, yesterday low. So yeah, quite happy. Right now, I don't know where to go because honestly, the market is a bit of a chaos. So I don't know how. By the way, do I call you Show? Hello, Mister? You're muted. Hello, man. How you doing, man? Good? Man, good. I'm gonna bring you on the stream soon. But should I call you Show? Two. Okay, awesome. So now I do call you Mister. Do I call you Mister? Yeah, you can call me Mister. That's fine. That's fine. So I'm gonna bring someone today. He's an order. I know we have a lot of order flow traders. I know you guys gonna say we have so many order flow traders. However, there will be some liquidity traders and ICT traders very soon. So just be patient, okay? Be patient. There will be some more people joining quite soon. But right now, I'm very happy because I came across your content too, and you're funny. You're a good trader. Who was your? Is that your dad behind? Like on the? Yeah, nice. Okay, cool. So let's bring Show on the stream. By the way, guys, remember let's post on Instagram and Discord to bring people on the stream. Give me a second. I'm just gonna do a quick boom. We are live. Okay, awesome. Yes. So, Mr. Show, Mr. Chu, welcome.
Okay.
Welcome to the stream. There will be like some questions. People will be asking you some stuff. I know you're gonna take a good lead on it because you know. Are you used to live stream?
Yeah, I do live stream.
Yeah. And so, by the way, like, what do you trade? Like NAS?
I used to trade on ES, but now mainly on Nasdaq. That's what I'm trading on right now.
Yeah, that's what I saw. That's why I was like asking the question just to make sure. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And have you like did you see like some good trades today? Because honestly, I was looking at it this morning and I was like, oh my goodness.
Oh, like the pre-market plan in the overnight session, there's nothing much happen, but I have my plan for today and just watch how the market play out and stick to my plan.
What type of plan do you have today? Like, give me a signal because I need to work this afternoon. I don't have time to do some analysis. So, what do we do today? Like, do we sell, buy?
So if you can pull up my screen so I can show it to everyone right here.
Yes, producer. Thank you, producer.
Okay. So this will be really heavy on the option market theory using the volume profile. I'm using the gamma exposure option flow level 2 to mark out my level of interest for today. So coming to the market today, what do we see? In the overnight session, we have pretty much a balanced range, right? A balanced volume profile. We have our overnight in value area high and overnight value area low right here. So we've been rejecting at the value area low and rejecting at the value high pretty much strong. And we got the call resistance 0 day to expire right here with the apply spot 4. So I'm gonna plug these value area high, call resistance, and apply spot level as my short-term resistance level. Now we have 25 minutes until the market open. I'm gonna wait and see if the market can extend above this one. Then I'm looking for a long upward to the gamma exposure 3 or the call resistance level right here. Okay, and if we cannot, then I'm gonna look for any trade go back to the value at the low right here. There is a lot of level that gonna act as a magnet. Gamma exposure 1, high volume 0 day to expire, high volume implied spot 7, and ETH VWAP 2 is a strong level that I always respect. If I'm doing a trade against it, I always want to exit out right there. Right? If we able to sell off and break to these level, I'm gonna watch for a sell off straight to this support zone level right here, which is the overnight value area low and the put support 0 day to expire. And looking at the long-term perspective, this is what we have right now. We are sitting at 29,850. So we are sitting right here. So for the past previous 2 sessions, we have the value area high sitting at right here, and we've been reject off of it. So if the market open and we still able to extend above this value area high, then I'm gonna look for a long trade to the 29,950, which is right here, around this range. So that is my plan for the upside target. But for the downside target, if we cannot extend above it and break to the low, then I'm going to look for a short to this value area low right here, previous day value area low, or this value area low right here from Friday. Okay, so that is my plan for today. And during the day, I'm going to use order flow tools to confirm my trade ID if it gets to my level of interest, and then execute the trade from there.
Damn.
I know this is a lot. It could be a lot, but if it makes sense, it's gonna make sense.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Hey, high trades, candlesticks. Brother went into an entire new matrix. But honestly, bro, I respect that, because I really wanna go into like those deeper levels. But yeah, you got me on this one. You got me on this one. But okay. So in that case, well, bro, I have a question. In that, like, I do have a question. Like, how long it took? Like, did you trade? Like, is that your strategy since day one, or like have you been trading another style before, or did you learn recently?
Okay, so back to when the first day I came to the US, which is 6.5 years ago, my family, my dad and my mom actually trade too, right? So that is a crazy thing. They teach me how to trade. So my dad is my first teacher, right? So they showed me how to trade. I was into stock and option first, but then I was off and focusing on school, high school. And then after that, at the end of high school, 12th grade, after I graduate, I start getting into future. I get into ICT, right? First, but then it just doesn't make sense to me. I'm not saying that ICT doesn't work, but it just personally, it just doesn't make sense to me. Right, then I switched to algo, initial balance, right, Fibonacci, retracement, and then I use a little bit of order flow too. I use bookmap, but then the more I get into it, I start to apply more like the footprint chart, the volume profile, and then the day deep chart launch, I start to buy it and I use it from there. So pretty much, I use order flow after 2 months of trading future. So it's been a long time that I've been using this structure, this strategies.
So,
Uh-huh.
for a guy like me who trade liquidity, okay, and I don't trade order flow and stuff, because
Mhm.
I genuinely want to start, like, because I do have access to the deep charts software, and also like all the courses from our boys Andrea and Fabio.
Mhm.
But the thing is, like, when I opened the thing last time, and I was like, I don't know where to start. Like, I don't know what to, because there's so many things. Like, I know, for example, we have Hugh, who trades order flow with something else. Let me double check. He trade
Mhm.
order flow with OBM.
Mhm.
Pav is trading order flow with EVB,
Mhm.
which is actually like you.
Mhm. I
So,
don't use a lot of IVP, but order flow
okay,
general.
well, so my question is, as a very, like, as a stupid, retarded person that trade only liquidity, where should I start? Like,
Start.
what should I start?
Okay. For me, if you want to start to apply order flow concept into your trading style, then I think auction market theory is where you should start because the things here first you gotta understand how the volume actually show you the direction of the market. Like for example, people gonna go to 4 hour, 1 hour, a day time frame, and then they're gonna say, okay, we making high, low, so we're in a bullish. But if the pattern got prints out and we actually able to see the bullish trend, it's already been up for a lot of points already, right? So if you join, you might be late. But if you're able to understand how is the volume shift to the upside or to the downside, then you're gonna realize, okay, are we in a bearish or bullish market condition sooner than most of the other people, right? It's kind of hard to explain in a few sentences the option market theory, but if you interested in learning about order flow and apply some of these concepts, then option market theory going to be a friendly way for you to apply into your trading style first. Because I have a lot of people come to my community or either my student trading SMC or SMT. They after they study this, they say, okay, ICT and order flow concept, they pretty much the same. But order flow just gives you more, I would say, precise information for you to look at the market. Because because everyone see I'm Asian, so I'm pretty heavy in math. I'm a nerd on it. So
Hey,
I
no
go,
racism in here.
uh-huh,
It's a safe place. Nobody
uh-huh,
do racism in here.
uh-huh.
Mostly not me. I
Uh-huh.
would
I'm
never
just
do
joking.
that.
I'm just joking. Uh-huh. So whenever I go to college or in high school, I'm pretty good at math. And I do a lot. I took a lot of economy courses. So taking that and applied it to option market theory is actually makes sense to me. That's why I like the strategy that I use, and it's actually makes sense to me.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Well, listen, we have 15 minutes before the market open. Let me see. Because right now I'm not gonna be here for the entire stream. I'm gonna leave you there. I'm gonna leave you enjoy the stream. The thing that I used to say to everyone that comes to the stream is just be yourself. Like, honestly, I'm not into like you need to be extremely corporate and stuff. Like, more you have fun, more you trade, and more people can see you actively looking for some trade ideas and stuff, people are going really to enjoy. So listen, man, the session is all yours.
Okay.
I think Sanj, we may actually join you there, like around the end. So if you see a look like Tate, a look like Andrew Tate guy, just don't be shocked. Like he's
Okay.
a great guy, but just be careful. Like sometimes he gonna come up to you with weird stuff. Like yesterday, he said to me some weird gay stuff. Let's put it that way. But yeah, man,
Okay.
enjoy the stream. And yeah, guys, hey, listen, people on the chat. I told you last time already, be kind with the guests. Ask questions if you need to. And giveaways, about giveaways, if there is more than 100 likes, Vinit or Anthony, who are the producer, we take care of the giveaways with Mr. Chau. Okay? So,
Okay.
blessings to everyone. Good luck, my friend, because the market looks shit today. So good luck.
Thank you.
And I will see you next time.
Okay, I'll see you. Okay. What's up, chat? What is up? I hope the two strategy. Nice to meet everyone in here. I'm excited to be hosting the stream for you guys today. Where you guys came from? Touch a low volume note. So, love your TikTok. Thank you, Jason. Where you get the GEX data from? I have generate a bot, so I will get it this level every single morning. Are we in positive or negative gamma regime today? Here, let me check for you guys. We in a positive gamma. And the other way that if you got into option flow recently and you want to identify how the gamma environment, the gamma region for the market today, you guys can look at the current market position compared to the high volume level. If we are above high volume level, then we are tend to be in a positive gamma region. But if we are below the high volume, then we are tend to be negative gamma environment. Norway, Peru, Canada, USA, California. Yo, I'm going to California this weekend. To 77 for your Discord. I have a crush. He's my G. Hey, what's up, 7? 30-point rejection of that volume note. Yep. This is going to be a really interesting level that we're gonna watch, right? We see a low volume, right? So the other way we can say is the market don't spend a lot of time there. So whenever the market come back and retrade, test out that level, they tend to reject, right? That is what's going on with the market right now. So when the market come here, we could expect some rejection or just sell straight up below the put support level. Argentina, San Diego. You in San Diego? Where are we going? I think we're going to LA. Hey, let's go to Chau. Good luck on the stream. Thank you. Thank you. Half. So what setting you use for deep trade? It's going to be different for each session. So I use deep trade and big trade together. In the New York session, I'm gonna have it as 60, but in the overnight session like Asia or London, I'm gonna use it as 20. I'm gonna set it as 20. to trade the first market open. Uh, I would say if there is a good setup, then I don't mind to tag it. But those setup at the first few minutes of the market open going to be a little bit more risky and more volatile. So it's going to be depend. So if I do took the trade, then I tend to size down and have a tie stop. Your whole family trade, my dad trade, my mom trade, and if you guys actually see here, my little brother back there, he trade too. So which indicator are you showing now? Right now, what I'm showing you guys is, let me show you guys what is my actual screen when I trade. Okay, this is my main screen. This is the 40 range chart, right? With the speed of tape and speed of tape instant with the big tray and deep tray set us 40, right? And on this one, let me plug in these level. Give me a second, guys. Right, and on the right, what I have is the volume profile and gamma exposure level, deep tray, big tray. I'm going to turn on my CVD chart and the imbalance tracker on. This will be what I'm using for my daily trading indicator. Got a kid in the family. Oh. How old is he? 15? Yeah, I think my brother 15. Yeah, he's 15. Is the gamma exposure heat map on deep chart available? Yeah, I have it right here. Let me pull that up for you guys. But it's not going to open. It's not going to run until the market open. So I'm gonna wait until then. Does your brother go to school? Yeah, he in high school. To Trace, I love you, bro. Thank you, Bubblegum. Have you ever traded Bitcoin with order flow? I've never traded Bitcoin before. Like if I buy or sell Bitcoin or Sol or XRP, I'm just gonna buy and hold them. I never trade them before. Go to Garden Grove. That's where I used to live. No way. How can I get it? You have the pro version. Oh, go to deep chart and go to your version. Check if your is 16.1.8 or something. Make sure you in the latest version. That is the beta version. Another vid. Yes, sir. Okay, 6 minutes until the market open. So gotta wait and see how the market reacts. Is that deep effort on which deep effort will be on the left screen for the 40 rand chart, which is the pink zone, the pink box that you see right here. To this red area is on your right side screen. What do you mean? Like the Gex level is the line right here, and the red box is my pre-market plan. The resistance level, right? As what I say, if you guys was tuning in for the pre-market plan, if we unable to extend above this and reject, then I'll say the market open, we can see a sell off straight to this level right here. Right, and this on the right, these box are the imbalance level. Right, so if anyone been using the footprint chart, then you will understand this is going to show that consecutive aggression from the seller are stronger than the buyer. If this is a stack seller imbalance, right? For example, if you look at the bid and ask, you can see the aggressive buyer or more aggressive than the aggressive seller, aggressive buyer, where there's no buy at all, right? So if it's stacked together, it's create a stack seller imbalance, right? It just shows you at this level right here, aggressive seller is more aggressive, more stronger than the aggressive buyer. That is what I'm used for. So it could act as a short-term rejection level. If you guys wondering how are we going to use these indicator, did you draw the Gex? And then manually, I generate a Gex bar. So I just copy these level into my chart. Don't need to do them manually. 2 minutes until the market open. Please share what your mom cook for you every day. We want to be like you too. You talk about trade like me, or you want to look like me? I'm kidding. It's just pho, rice, typical Viet dinner. Right, 1 minute until the market open. You guys can ask me some question, and usually in the trading session, I'm gonna focus on the chart more. No secret recipe. Could be, but I don't know. Okay, what did we see right here? Cannot succeed above this level, open, just dump straight to these level right here. Okay, now we are at the high volume level with the ETH VWAP, right? Also, this level from the rally is a big trade with the stack by imbalance. So we can see some reaction right here. But this sell off is kind of crazy. You got to play out, right? Now it's getting toward this level of put support. The indicator you showing on the right, which indicator? Green and pink part. These are stacked by stack imbalance, either from the seller or from the buyer. And what did we see when the market tapped into this? We can see some good reaction from them. But I'm not going to tag along yet because I need to see some aggression from the buyer. We could see some big trade from the buyer here, but I don't need to be the first one to buy. I'm gonna let the market prove to me who is the winning side, and I'm gonna jump in with them. Right, tap into the put support level, and then we can see aggressive buyer putting in the effort. We can see these deep effort zone got printed out. And this one, if you guys asking the things in the middle, this is speed of take. Are you looking to sell now? No. Just gonna watch how the market reacts from these two zones. This is crazy. Like the whole move, market open. What did I say? If the market cannot extend above this value area high from Friday and Monday, and we get below, we gotta get to this level. So it just hit my first level of TP already, right? So I'm gonna see if the market able to hold this. Also, this level is the put support. If it cannot hold and continue to sell off, then looking for a short. The next target level will be the 670. That is what I'm looking at right now. Okay, we can see some more aggressive seller putting in the effort. Right. Okay. The market's just going crazy. Then I'm not going to chase this move or anything. I'm gonna let it sell off. Now the market able to break below this. I'm gonna let the seller like just putting in the effort and going to wait and see any good significant level that I can look for a continuation. I'm gonna get the RTH, the volume profile out here. Right, it could be a significant level where we do a pullback from this sell-off candle right here. We can see a huge negative delta candle with a huge positive delta candle. That means a lot of aggressive seller here got accept. So we call this an acceptance and an absorption from the aggressive buyer. Okay, go out, test out this PUC right here with a push support and negative delta allier right here. So what we see here, this level, the market cannot have a candle close strong above this level right here. Right, the level that we draw out really strong and significant, and the seller just have another push to the downside. But this level is where we have a reaction bounce up from the blind spot one already. So this could be a trap seller. The market is volatile, right? The range they going is crazy. So guys, size down if you take any trade. If you don't want to blue your account in like after 10 seconds getting in a trade. Okay, look like the market started to form a range right here. Let's see if able to break out. Right, we can see sell off, strong sell off from the market, and from a small balance range right here, we could see the market playing ping pong between these two range, and if it's able to form a balanced range, this would be really good because that is where I'm gonna gauge in for my break and retest setup. But I'm gonna let the market develop more, give it more time. Don't need to chase the market. Don't need to catch every move of the market. And what do we see here? Market sell off below this value area high, right? What I say for the pre-market plan, sell off to this. If it's able to break, where is my next level of target at the downside? This is the level. What happened when we go back here? We retrace. This could act as a TP. I use this as a level of target because those level could act as a reversal level, right? A support if we are in the downtrend and we're going to the downside, then this level could act as a support range, right? Okay, aggressive buyer trying to push to the high. I need to see them getting reward. If no, then we can see a continuation to the downside. If they not getting reward and getting absorbed, Chau, have you trade previously with VSA? What is VSA? And that is what we see right here. Let me see if it's able to break. And we are sitting at the RTH VWAP also. Okay, look like it's reject right here. So could see a sell off to the low right here to apply spot one again. Able to break the low, then I see a huge strong sell off to the downside. So chill, Alex. Done for the day with that pullback. Okay, you took the long. If you're talking about a pullback, are you trading NQ? Yes, sir. This is Nasdaq. Reject Asia, low, B, 70 point. Not a good trade. What are you waiting for? Enter either buy or short. Right now, I don't have any bias because we are stuck in this balance range. So the trade that I just call out is this breakout, trying to break out from the buyer. Right, they fell. So this is a failed auction from the buyer, so we can do a reversal trade. I didn't took it. So now we coming back and test out the blind spot one. Ooh. That is crazy. What the heck just happened? It's just crazy. Oh, this is a good textbook trade, but I was hesitate a little bit. I didn't took a short. But if you guys like 7-7 right here, if you guys in the community and watch the video that I published on the break and retest video, like either continuation or reversal, this is a textbook play, right? Trying to break out of this balance range with a big trade, with aggressive buyer, right? But they fell, so this is a failed auction. So we can just getting into a short and put our stop right above here. Again, I was hesitate. That was but this move to the downside is crazy. Okay, another attempt from the seller too. If anyone of you guys see these big move and feel like you're missing out, don't FOMO and get into a trade, right? Unless there is a setup for you, like a good setup for you. This is crazy. Holy crap. What's up, Curry? Like I said, pull back and you watch just drop sweep measure low. Now we watch the long. Play for short now. I'm not gonna say anything about the short or long because we just break out this balance range. So pull back to these level could be a good continuation to the downside. Right, we see aggressive buy putting in a lot of effort here, but they cannot break above these seller, right? A lot of big trade, a lot of effort from the aggressive seller. From this sell off candle here, we come back and retest these big trade from the seller. And what do we test those aggressive seller with these big trade, with these aggressive buyer, right? But it look like they don't make any move to the upside. Right? But the things is, what do we see right here? A lot of big trade from the seller at the low. Stack seller imbalance, right? Okay, I like this retracement. I might want to try a short with a tie stop. Okay, another big trade from the seller, but they not getting a reward. So that's the thing I don't like about it. A deep effort zone from the buyer. So let it come back and retest the balance low right here. Stay yes, it's much common. Where is it? Yeah. Do we take trade here or just talk about what already happened? God damn. Yeah, I only trade micro. This is crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna take that. First trade, a loss. Yeah, I got swept out like 2 point and market down from here. I'm gonna take that. And look for another good opportunity to trade. Okay, form another balance range right here. If we able to break the balance high, I need to see some some form of aggressive buyer, either a big trade from the buyer or a stack by imbalance, retrace, and then continuation to the upside. That could be the play. What the fuck is coming? It's me. Okay, time to apply spot level again. Could see some reaction. This long right here. Yes. I could see a continuation to the upside. I'm gonna trail. I'm gonna let it test out, apply spot one. Good retracement. I'm gonna scale up there. Okay, I'm gonna take that. Yeah, thin continuation. The move to the upside. Oh, okay. Okay, good pump to the VWAP. The long ID, which is we are getting absorbed at the low, and we've been retracement to this. We print out a lot of big trade and a lot of aggressive effort from the buyer. We tap into these double deep effort zone, stack deep effort zone right here. Took that long. Target about around the RTH VWAP. Got scale out right here, and then go to my TP. So GG for me, 2R for today. Tell me what time frame for these. This is the 40 range. If you look at the top, this is 40 range, and on the right is 1 minute chart. Okay, now the market actually have some momentum. We did have a retracement back to this big trade, so we can just see the market rip to the upside. Oh, cut off. Oh, okay. Now we revisit this value area high and the previous level whereby I got trapped again. Let's see how the market play out around this range. I could expect reclaim back to gamma exposure 1. I'm gonna look for a good retracement. But first of all, I need it to confirm that is accept to trade back above the put support level. But I do need a good level for long right now. I need a good retracement level for this long. Or no, I'm gonna let it run to the upside to the gamma exposure 1. Are you targeting yesterday high? If we able to reclaim back this gamma exposure 1, then I'm gonna look forward to those level. I'm bleeding more into long right now, guys, but I do need a good level for of retracement and continuation, because what we can see right here is on the footprint chart we revisit the ETH VWAP. That's why we consolidate a little bit right here. Yeah, Bobby, you're right. Yeah, it's fighting at the VWAP. So now able to break to the high. And let's see how it's play out. Just broke ETH VWAP now, right to New York Open. Yep, that's what I'm looking at right now. first level target will be this level first, and then the upside target is the resistance zone that I marked out for the pre-market plan. Did you set up trade already? I did took 2 trade, one short, and then I got sweep out. I got $100 loss, and then a long. Right, I long at the bottom right here, trap seller, and then reject from the value area low. Target was around this range, and then got stop out right here. Got trail out right here. It's just slowly going to the level of my interest, so I cannot get into a trade. The market only open for 40 minutes, so there's still plenty more opportunity for us to trade. I'm not in a rush. wasn't I just see that now? You can see the LVN is filling with the order on your screen. Which indicator you use to trade every day? These are all of the trade I need for to trade. Deep trade, big trade, volume profile, stack imbalance, and then gamma exposure, option flow level for to draw out level of interest. Too well done, man. Really enjoyed the stream. Appreciate. Thank you. How do I say your name? Wahid Faisal. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I appreciate, bro. You use end of day or intraday gamma exposure level 2. I use end of day. I prefer to use end of day, and I don't like to use intraday. My deep chart doesn't have big trade, bro. Are you using the deep chart version with prop firm, or did you actually buy the premium version of it? Người Việt Nam chào Tú. Ok, chào Thái Sơn Vũ nha. You text partial or just full TP? It depends, but usually I'm more of a full TP. Or if I get trail out, I'm gonna get fully trail out. Okay, a lot of aggressive seller putting in effort. Let's see. Join the long. And the TP at a gamma exposure 1. I like the, we could call it a manipulation move. Gonna go break even. Could take profit right here at the value area high, and also the previous balance high. But this another setup early in the session that we see. Balance range, a move down with aggression, fell, and then we can see opposite move to the upside. I'm gonna give it some. I could give it some room at the below the big tray and the deep effort zone right here. If it tests and break below it, then I'm gonna have it to be out since the entry is not that great. Okay, I'm actually interested to take the long again. I'm gonna risk all the buffer that I make and looking for a gamma exposure one as the target. Okay, got stop out. A lot of rejection at this high. Let me see. Okay. Okay, interesting. Right here. Okay, a revisit to this big tray. I'm gonna go break even. If this don't play out, then I'm not going to chase this move. Every account, I'm gonna do 3 maximum trade. So that's it for this account. Switch back to the other account that I have. So what are those numbers that interesting? These are the big trade indicator. It show you like a singular order with a huge size. Like for example, if we enter a long or short, which is one, it's gonna show you one right here. So I filter out just like the big order because the people who can enter the trade with a huge order, that usually are either the market maker institution or the people that have big money that can influence the market. Do you copy trade, bro? No, especially on the fund account. I can copy trade in the eval, but on funded, I usually trade them separately. That is what I'm currently doing right now. Okay, I actually got this right here. We'll try this long again right here. Tap into this deep effort zone with a big tray, good retracement, and then the imbalance tracker will show that there's a stack sell imbalance. So if this trade not play out, then I'm not gonna touch this choppy range again. Okay, I'm gonna stay out this choppy market. Oh, and there's just an iceberg on the low. An iceberg there. I could try another long here. I like the absorption from the seller. A lot of seller participant putting in the effort that they not getting any reward on deep down right here using heat map. We can see a lot of effort from the aggressive seller. We can see some some iceberg. So I'm gonna try that out. And I'm gonna go break even. Oh, let me show you guys on the main trading screen. Do you have fixed RR? Only take trade if the RR is 2 or something like that. Not like fixed, but like I prefer to take trade with at least 2 risk to reward. because if the trade is less than 2 to 1 risk reward, then the entry is not that good. That's what I think. It's forced me to have a better entry. Okay, I'm gonna just go break even here. I like the stack by imbalance that we just print and a big tray. We could have some retracement, could be a little bit deeper to this stack by imbalance. If we able to break this high, then we can see this pump straight to the high volume level right here, and which is at the previous balance high, and then the gamma exposure one. Okay. By trying, I'm gonna keep it as break even until it have some decent retracement. But this, okay, nice tap into the stack by imbalance. I'm gonna trail aggressive to here. If it's go down, I'm gonna take it. Right, I'm out. Have a lot of opportunity to go out at the high. This range is like really strong. For the passive seller here, they are keep rejecting the value area high. Okay, spike to the downside. Microscoping eating lobster tonight. I know. This range right here, a lot of longs, didn't take profit at the high and got reject. No, it's a market been shit today. Yeah, I it's okay. It's just something. It's just another lesson for me, right? Especially at this level, there was took a lot of longs that I can just take profit at the high. I didn't, so it's just gonna help with my learn and gonna improve the trade execution for these type of market condition. Might want to try this long. Again, tie stop. I don't want to risk too much with this range anymore. Stop. Then I would call it. That's it. Trying to train this choppy range. Well, yeah, I mean this track could play out, but give it some more room to breathe. That's my name. What's up, Ang? What's up, Garrett? I got chop out this range. What is the difference between the bubble without a there is number. It's just I zoom it out so the number just doesn't show. But if I zoom in, it's gonna show the number. Thank you, Derek. 2 seconds ago. For real, for real. Yeah, I didn't even realize it. Yeah, happened.
Yo, what's up, Two?
Hey, what's up?
How
How are
you
you
doing,
doing? I'm doing great.
So I feel like I'm literally just jumping in and I don't know, just ram raiding your session, man.
That's fine. That's fine. It's okay.
How's the session been today?
Session, I'll say not the best session that I have.
Looking
I
choppy.
getting choppy. Multiple attempt. I got long at the bottom. Come up here, didn't take profit, and then got chop out.
Damn.
And I would take that. That's gonna be a lesson for me with the trade execution. The way I adapt with today's market was not that sharp, so that's okay.
Yeah, fair, man. Fair.
Mhm.
It looks it's looking like it's been pretty choppy. I've been on a call for like the last over the hour and a half since the open. And I had a quick flick on before I jumped on today. But yeah, it's looking very sideways.
It's been like this for an almost 40 minutes, like 40, almost 50 minutes.
Damn.
So,
Yeah, that sounds pretty painful, man. What's like your what's your ideal market conditions? You prefer things when they're trending or range bound? You kind of like?
I prefer like a trending market, right? Usually there's some good setup at the beginning of the market open. There's a reversal setup that I didn't took.
Okay.
But then the overall market condition at the first hour, the first 30 minutes, I would say, is moving with a good direction.
Yeah.
Right. If it's go down, they have a straight go down. If it's move up, the market move up really clean.
Yep.
Clear and clean.
Yep.
But right now, this balance range is the most like the environment that a lot of traders we got trapped, right?
Yeah.
Also, including me. So
yeah, I wonder if the markets are basically just going to wait for CPI tomorrow.
yeah, I think so. I feel like it's compressing like this. It's waiting for something.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
for sure. Either that or Trump's about to tweet and shit's about to get crazy. But I don't know.
that is what I'm thinking. Trump is about to tweet something. That's why the market's getting compressed right now.
I mean, it's usually a sign of something, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh boy. What's up, everyone in the chat? How's everybody doing? Where are we? Indy says, Sanj, can you explain what we see on his charts? Brother, this looks like hieroglyphics and all stuff that I am not well versed in. I think Two's going to be a much better educator on that. So you use a lot of order flow and things like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fair play. And do you only trade NQ?
I only trade NQ.
Okay.
Right now. Mm-hmm.
Nice. Sorry, I'm just having a catch up on the chat as well. Indy says it is wizardry. Mm-hmm. Clearly, you've been blowing their minds for the last hour or so. Give a like for 2 for the effort. Mm-hmm. First stream starts with trash conditions. You're not alone, too. Almost every host starts this way on day 1. I think this has just been your initiation today.
Really?
Apparently.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I like the premium paid options offer. Market is most of the time consolidating and only a fraction of the time expanding, so playing the consolidation might be more profitable. Fair. Waiting for tomorrow will only be. The toilet tweets are pretty bullish in my opinion. How long you been trading for, too?
I'm trading for the future market.
Yeah.
Almost 2 years, I would say.
Okay. What were you doing before that?
Before I get into stock and option first,
Nice.
and I do that for the first year I came into the US, so around 2020,
Okay.
mid 2020, and then I start to trade future at the end of 2024. So that's my trading journey so far.
Nice. How did you find the stock and option space?
Stock and option, is from my dad and my mom. They are my first teacher.
No
They
way.
teach me about the stock market.
Bro, you need to get
And
them on
up to the
stream on the
option.
next call or something.
Uh-huh.
We have a big family roundtable.
Mhm. Even my little brother over here, he's trade too. So
No way.
that's why it's like last thing that people around me, they do trade and they support what I do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's dope. So do your parents do it full time?
Not anymore. They got a other job that they need to do.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's dope. That's awesome, man. I don't think I've ever met someone that has it completely run in the family like that. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, because everyone I talk to and they hear about my story, everyone says it's weird. It's just kind of dope that the whole family trading.
I'm
they
sitting
never
here.
said it.
I'm wondering if your parents are open to adopting anyone because, like, oh,
Hey, now
man.
the market have some good moves to the upside,
Yeah.
but I just caught a section already. I took some loss and I'm not gonna overtrade.
Good for you, man. Protecting that capital.
There, because tomorrow will always be another session.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I mean, it's something that so many people struggle with, right? It's not necessarily always the poor trading conditions. It's their inability to control themselves during those days. Those are what causes the big blow-ups and stuff.
Yes, sir.
Getting a nice push now, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm checking to see if Trump's tweeted now.
I gotta check too.
I don't see anything.
Yeah, nothing show on my end too. There's nothing news on Twitter. Nothing.
Just I know it said. Michaelisum says that I think this is when you were talking about the family of traders. That's so cool. What an environment to be in. Such so trading positive. It's true. That, you know, there's a lot of people that I think come into the space, and trading is almost like a taboo topic. Like people don't like to tell people that they're doing it. Everyone sees it as this big risky thing, which obviously there's inherent risks behind what you do. But it's definitely a different environment to come up in for sure.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Two, if you don't mind, how old are you?
I'm 19.
Bro, that's
I'm only
crazy.
19.
Man, if I started trading when I was 19 and had hair, that's so cool, man. To get into it at such a young age with like good influence, that's dope. So good.
Yeah, I'm blessed. How old are the chat? Like everybody in the chat, how old are you right now?
Let us know, guys. Muggs is asking, I presume me, did you lose your hair from trading? Bro, lost hair, gray beard, like it's all coming through, man. I've got war wounds here. Indy says 33, Muggs 76. Is that true? Is that mental age from trading? I don't know. Tiger says 40, Jason 18, Curry 20, Nightmare 56, 55, 87. I don't know if all this. I'm 2, bro. Oh my god. 27.
There's 56 and 55, 87.
We've got quite a wide range here. Tiger says, Sanj, how old are you? All right, we're gonna play that really shit but dangerous game. Everyone in the chat, guess how old I am. I'm gonna get some wild comments now.
I'm gonna guess first. You look like 20, from 28 to 32, between that
Ooh.
range.
Two, you try to buy me dinner before you give me compliments like that.
Really? So you older? Oh, what?
I'm older. I'm older than that.
Older.
So, all right, we got 40, 42, 37, 35, 32,
35.
38,
36?
40. I'm 35.
35.
35.
Okay.
Yeah. I've had my, but so I started trading where I first started. I didn't take it seriously for my first few years, but I first started looking at the markets in 2012, and it's been a wild journey. I lost money for the longest time, but yeah, I lost my hair 3 years ago, and honestly. Lost my hair 3 years ago, and actually it was only I think like two or 3 years before that where I started to find like profitability. So
really?
I think there's some correlation in there. So 2, I don't know if that's anything for you to go by, but I think you're going to lose those luscious
I
locks.
hope
Man.
I don't lose any hairs anytime soon, but
You know what? You got to speak to Noah. I was having a chat with Noah yesterday, and he's got all the source for like all the pills, and Noah takes the enlargement pills, but I think maybe hair growth he can put us onto something as well. Oh god,
it's pretty good for 35.
I appreciate that.
What's your skincare routine, bro?
My skincare routine on it, you know. So Michaela, this is gonna make you laugh, and I know if my fiance was here, she'd be laughing too. So my fiance is one of those like, you know, full-on Korean skincare. She's all about it. Got like 50 different products. I'm that type of guy. I'm just like tap water at the end of the night, and that's it. I go to bed. I've got no skincare routine at all, man.
Oh, that's crazy. That's why I'm guessing you between the 28, 27 to 32.
I appreciate that. You know, so the thing is, I'll be honest with you too. If I grew my hair back out and I shaved my beard off, I'd look like your son. I'd look so young.
That's the best hair in the game. Holy glaze.
2 has the best hair in the game. No bad head. Anas says it's been 2 years and just losing money. I have my hair as well. Enjoy the hair while it's there, bro. Nightmare says you are my dad. Oh, bro, that's not what I wanted to hear. Michaela says, I was hoping for some sauce, only tap water. Yeah, I'm afraid so, man. Actually, you know what? That's a lie. My fiance's got me using some cleanser that I use. Yeah, I think it's by some company called CeraVe, something like that.
CeraVe.
Something to wash my face with. The problem that I have is like for me, because I have no hair, it starts with a face wash and then it's like just ends all the way back down at my neck. So I was hoping for some. I'm not gonna lie, I'm just starting to have a thin patch in my hair. I don't know if it's from trading or my 2-year-old son. Wait, Muggs, weren't you saying you're the one that's like 87 and you got a 2-year-old son? What's going on here? Oh man. You're like
Mr. Clean.
Yeah.
Boy.
Oh boy. Sorry, you know what? I feel like I'll proper come in and just ruin the vibe on today's very valuable call. Just come in and fuck shit up with my energy, man.
Oh, no problem. It's good vibe.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Hopefully we'll do more of these where I can actually attend for the entirety of the session. And we'll go from there, man.
Oh, yeah.
Mud says my first wife is 21. No, sorry, my wife is 21. My first wife, I have 4. Mugs. God damn. Busy boy. Fair play. Right. Are we wrapping up? I know I only tuned in
think
for the last
so.
10, 15 minutes or so. Yeah, apologies, guys. I know I was late to the scene today, but it was good to catch in with you guys very, very shortly.
All right, it's good to have a stream with the first stream ever with Team Chart Fanatic. Even though
How did you find it? Did the chat bully you much? Were they all right?
It's all right. Nothing crazy. Didn't focus much on the chat. Just
Making
focus
money.
on the trade.
Yeah. Fair play.
Mhm.
Fair play. Right, cool. I think we will probably wrap up for the day. Too, I apologize I didn't get to join you for more of the stream today. But like I said, hopefully if you're coming back on, we'll do more of these. We'll get to know each other a little bit better.
Yes.
You can teach me some family secrets, I hope, alongside some of the stream at some point. Yeah, same to the chat. I apologize I wasn't here for the entirety of the session, but I am back. Tomorrow I'll be here for the full stream. So I'll catch up with you guys then. Too, appreciate you being here, man. I hope you
appreciate you guys hosting me today, and everybody have a good day.
Before we wrap up, I just want to say too, your brother is looking very sad behind you. I don't know if he lost money today as well. Just give him a hug or something after the stream ends.
Okay, I'm gonna talk to him later.
All right, guys, appreciate you all. Hope you've all had an amazing day, great time with Two, and we will see you back again tomorrow. Take care, everyone.
All right, take care.